But we need men to stand up and remove all the bullshit, chase the shiny object within, so that we actually give people some meaning, that we actually become an example. Better men choosing to remove all the bullshit, to remove the lies, to remove the shackles that have constrained us. This is the Better Man Channel, where it's about men reclaiming their lives, reclaiming sovereignty, hell, to begin to even understand what that means to be in control and responsible for your own life. I think we live in a culture today, or hell, I know we live in a culture today where it's about chasing the new shiny object. They teach us that if you pursue this career, if you pursue this relationship, if you chase the American dream, then you're going to add value to your life. It's going to give you some meaning, some purpose. It's going to give you some answers. But we see a lot of frustrated people, and we know that that's just not true. A lot of people having midlife crises, hell, divorces in relationships, careers are ending. Everybody's looking for the new, young, beautiful person to do this, do that. We turn to social media to guide our choice in fashion, our choice in language, our choice in home, our choice in everything. We're always comparing ourselves to others, and the person that we compare ourselves to is probably living a miserable life and comparing himself or herself to someone else. And it's this vicious circle of keeping up with the Joneses. And I want to suggest that a meaningful life isn't so much about adding anything to your life. It's about removing all the bullshit, all the conditions, all the lies, all the norms that society has imposed upon you throughout the years. We as men have this innate nature within us that calls us to be more than normal. That calls us to be more than just fitting in. That calls us to be leaders, to be these co-creators with life or evolution or Big Bang, higher power, whatever the hell you want to call it. But there's something within us as men that has called us to be strong, dominant, and to take control of our lives so that those around us can live meaningful lives as well. That's a very huge role, and many people shirk that responsibility. We see that in today's culture because, for the most part, being a man is deemed toxic, and hell, being a man isn't even what being a man is about in today's definition. It's not so much about being a good man, it's about being a good person, and I want to be a damn good man because that's what I am. Right? And we live in a world today that teaches about being unique, but then we remove the roles of gender or remove the differences in gender. That's part of being unique. You were a man because you were created to be a man, and there's a responsible role that goes along with being a man. And when we begin to add all these other things, chasing this, chasing that, if I had $1 million, and I don't want to suggest that some of those are bad. Yes, pursue financial freedom, pursue freedom in all facets of your life. But if it comes at the cost of losing your manhood, if it comes with the cost of losing your masculine nature, of losing your identity, then by all means, push all that away. It is essential that we come to an understanding that life is not about adding anything to you. It's about removing all the limitations, removing all the bullshit so that you can dive into the inner self, dive into who you truly are, dive into your true potential, get to know yourself so that you begin to discover what you're capable of, so that you can begin to conquer the outer world, right? You're never going to conquer anything out there if you don't know what you're capable of within. And that's the hero story, right? We watch the heroic movies or read the heroic books. It's about the man that's maybe doesn't seem like he's your typical strongman hero, but for some reason he's pushed to go within to begin to know what he's capable of, who he is, his potential, the inheritance that is within him. And then he begins to conquer the external, change the external for better, not only for him, but for his community, his tribe, his people. And that's what we need from men today. We need to remove all the bullshit, remove the limitations, remove the negative thoughts, remove all the shit that constrains us from reaching our full potential, and begin to dive within and say, I'm a man. And ask yourself, what does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to be a man in my situation? And then, what am I capable of? What am I called to do? What am I responsible for? And go out and do it, man. You've got 60, 70, 80, 90 years to live on this life. And Leave a legacy, not only for yourself, but for those men and women that come behind you, for a society that desperately needs people to stand up and quit chasing the shiny new objects so that they can add some value to their life. But we need men to stand up and remove all the bullshit, chase the shiny object within, so that we actually give people some meaning, that we actually become an example. And I think that's something that actually gives some substance to our lives, and that's something that's going to be sustainable, and it's an eternal vision. It's an eternal purpose. And I think that's what the Creator, God, life, evolution, whatever the hell you want to call it, that's the whole purpose, man, to move along and to progress. Not necessarily by adding any stresses or pressures to our lives, but removing all the bullshit and to find that oneness, to get all spiritual with you, but to find the oneness. And that oneness to me is God or higher purpose or the masculine nature within us calling us to conquer, expand, explore. But if you're always adding shit to your life and weighing you down with unnecessary burdens, you're never going to know who you are. Thus, you're never going to know what you're capable of out in the external world. I want to be a man that actually knows who I am so that I can actually use those abilities to go out and make something of the world that contributes to me and my family and contributes to others. That's a worthy living. That's something to strive for. And a lot of people are this entitled generation, and I've been one. We don't give a shit about finding out who we are. We just want this, want that, want that, want that now. If I add it to my life, then it's going to make me something that society has taught me that I need to be. But at the end of the day, that doesn't make me happy. It's not lasting. Find out who you are by going within, removing all the bullshit, and that's truly going to add some value to your life and hopefully do some good for those around you. I love you guys. You will hear from me next episode.